There's no recipe for success when it comes to hunting. Everything that goes into it, all the preparation, anticipation, and then there's the moment you realize you're busted. Welcome to Bourbon Country. Well, it's been long anticipated. The calendar finally flipped, and it's September. With the temperatures falling amidst changing colors, hunters across the nation are gearing up and getting ready. For the Whitetail Diaries crew, we're excited to kick off a brand new season and what has become an annual tradition.
Okay, so it's opening morning right now today for whitetail season, and really excited. It's obviously something we wait every single year, but this really kicks off the hunting year for us.
When we're in Bourbon Country, you know, the ranches and just the topography, the rolling hills, the trees, the farmland, it's beautiful. It's flat out beautiful and gorgeous. Coming up here and be able to have access to that land to hunt what they grow here, which is big, giant whitetail deer, and to get a chance at those when they're still in velvet most times. I've been coming up here now, I think this is at least my 6th, if not 7th year. Pre-COVID, we were coming up here and you know, again, hunting opening weekend, not just to hunt, but to actually do work around creating content and showcasing some of the product that we all support and we all want to promote.
And this marks, I think, my 10th year in a row of coming over here that first week of September, and it's something I absolutely look forward to. Not only the camaraderie of camp and a lot of the same faces every year, but just the scenery, the big deer. You know, we play golf, we cook real good. It's the kickoff to hunting season for us.
A trip of this magnitude doesn't just happen overnight. Planning started last year and preparation over the summer.
We took an entirely different approach this year to where we leased our own properties. We came out about a month early, set up all of our stands.
It started in August. We came over for a week. We've got a couple of properties, a couple of farms that we're hunting, as they call them over here. Both of them are around 250, 300 acres, and we spent a considerable amount of time gearing up. It started with building stands, getting our scouting cameras ready. It was a full-on effort because we had plans to come back. We know we're going to hunt these farms for several years to come, so we put a lot of extra effort in this year to putting up some good ladder stands, really getting them safe and secure, finding good locations where we've had some history, thinking ahead as much as we can on the winds. Now, we're going to have to adjust every time we're going to come over here. We've got some lock-ons and other stands we can move around based on deer behavior, but now we've got half a dozen spots really set up that where we can slide in here and have a lot of confidence with.
Well, with the bulk of the work behind us, tomorrow is opening day. It's whitetail season. We're in the rolling hills of Kentucky's Bourbon Country for the opening weekend of whitetail season and what has become a near decade-long tradition. In addition to the hunting, this is typically when we get a sneak peek of the upcoming season's lineup of Yamaha's legendary line of ATVs and side-by-sides.
Hey, I'm Steve Nessel with Yamaha. We're up here opening weekend in Kentucky. I'm actually standing next to our all-new model year 26 RMAX 1000 two-seater. Pretty cool to have these things up here. They're not even out yet. By the time you see any of this, they will be out, but we brought them up to Kentucky to hunt with them before they've even been announced to the public. It's afforded us, opening weekend in Kentucky, a good opportunity to put these things out into the test before they become available for public consumption. So we'll see what the next few days bring.
we'll get you a look at the 2026 models of the R-Max 4 1000 and the Grizzly in a minute. But first, let's get out in the field. We're lucky enough to be hunting 2 properties this season, so with multiple hunters in camp, we should have plenty of space. For Steve's first sit, he's high up in a muddy tree stand overlooking the Salt River and a freshly cut field.
Pretty nice spot. Fair amount of wind. It's not great, but it actually might work.
So for our first hunt, we had suspect wind this year. First spot we went to, we gambled a little bit. We knew if the wind was really bad, we might blow it up. But we really didn't have any options because the wind wasn't what we'd expected it would be coming into opening weekend. It was the exact opposite. It was blowing the exact different direction of what we'd hoped for. But we got lucky. We were sitting on the side of a river, Salt River actually, and it was just gorgeous. I mean, the deer came through the river. They came splashing through. I mean, we had a full field off, hayfield off to our right. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece of property. But the deer are coming from our left through this river, and they came in and they fed in front of us and they went back into the river and never even reached for my bow, but had an awesome sit. You know, smile on my face the entire time. We didn't see our target buck that night, but we saw a nice 7 that would tempt anybody. We saw some deer that are going to be bigger and better next year, the year after. But man, I wasn't disappointed at all. I was super excited about our first night and what we saw, and the environment. When it was unique to me, I'd never sat that close to a river, so I was definitely happy.
While Steve wraps it up and heads back to camp, we'll head on down the road a bit and check in with Wade.
Alrighty, we are here. I have sat here opening night. We had a great encounter and came so close to getting one. Unfortunately, he picked us off. Those things happen, and the deer, they all kind of ran away. Most of them didn't even really know what happened. But you know, when you look at Bourbon Country and these deer over in Kentucky and most everywhere, if the wind's wrong, you just can't risk it when you're hunting a big deer or any deer. So I chose to sit around, shoot my bow, work on some projects, help everybody else out. Now we're going back to the deer stand.
One thing I've noticed and learned over here is day 1, day 2, day 3 on a stand. Those are, day 1's best, day 2 is good, day 3 is pretty marginal. And that's one of the reasons why we hang a lot of stands. When you climb up in a stand over here and you really are putting the time in, you're scouting, you're watching their scouting cameras, and you play the wind the right way, you've got a legitimate chance.
Though we can't do anything about the wind, Stealth Cam trail cameras, some with 360-degree coverage and remote power, let you scout like a pro.
The Stealth Cam Field Max EX solar battery pack. This is an incredible piece of product that's really going to help you save money at the end of the day, because you're not going to have to buy as many AAA batteries, but it's going to give you a long life into those situations where A, it's in a remote location, you don't want to go in there and bump those deer. B, it could be in an entirely different state, you don't have time to travel to them. I run these in Kentucky, Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, I'm running them all over the place. The very first one that I put out about 8 months ago when I was testing them, I've still got power going to it from my first charge. And that longevity ensures that my scouting cameras are going to be sending me photos and videos basically however I want to have them sent.
Keeping up with real-time game picks offers hunters an advantage like never before. And now, with Stealth Cam's Command Pro app on your favorite device, you can keep up with action in the field in a near real-time mode.
Man, the Command Pro app, it'll keep you up at night. Like literally keep you up at night, wondering what deer are showing up that you can't get at right now. But what a cool deal too, to be able to see what's coming in and what the opportunity and what the chances are. Some people are video gamers. Some people are command appers.
Yeah, the Stealth Cams and the Command Pro app, I mean, that is very addicting. Before we even were able to come out here and hunt, I was watching the deer throughout the entire day, trying to track their habits, and I'd take screenshots and, you know, saving the photos of the good ones that were coming into respective stands. So it's like, okay, I know there's a good buck at this stand, there's a good buck at that stand, and just trying to track their habits, trying to get a good idea in which direction they're coming from. It's really good to see one deer coming out, where deer are coming out, because that way I have a lot of confidence coming into the first sit and even just respective sits after that.
All the gear in the world won't make you a better hunter, but the right gear can help you make better decisions. Experience the most advanced cellular trail cameras on the market. Hunt smarter, faster, and more connected. Learn more at stealthcam.com. We're in northern Kentucky, Bourbon Country. It's early fall and the first cold front is pushed through, dropping temps just in time for opening weekend. We're also here to showcase the 2026 lineup of Yamaha's ATVs and side-by-sides. For more on that, here's Yamaha's Scott Newby.
Hey, Scott Newby with the Yamaha Outdoors here, and I'm going to talk to you today about our recreational vehicles featuring the RMAX 41000 and the Grizzly ATV. So let's go take a look. So starting things off, we have our best-selling big bore recreational ATV, the Grizzly. This is our XTR edition, which comes in this new 2026 color scheme, but it also has 14-inch aluminum wheels, Maxxis Zilla tires, and a Warn winch that's on the front. A great thing that carries throughout the Grizzly lineup are front and rear steel racks, over a 1,300-pound towing capacity, our Ultramatic transmission that features a Yamaha exclusive 10-year belt warranty, and best of all of our full-size ATVs are proudly assembled at our factory in Noonan, Georgia, and that's for the world. So now let's transition over to the RMAX 1000 lineup, which is a recreational side-by-side. This is our RMAX 41000, which features a full-size rear cabin as well as a dump bed. We made a lot of great enhancements to the RMAX 1000 lineup, and that really focuses on proven off-road capability, comfort, and confidence. Starting off with our on-command four-wheel drive system, we have new front and rear differentials, a new turf mode, and then going beyond that, we have an all-new EPS system. And now in select models, you even get our selectable EPS, which is the high, standard, and low, just to really dial in that driver experience and that driver customization that they're looking for. At Yamaha, all of our vehicles are tested, built, and designed to be proven off-road to live up to the expectations that you have. And that goes into all these new features that we have in the RMAX 1000 lineup. Starting off with our legendary on-command four-wheel drive system. We have bigger, beefier front and rear differentials that give you quicker engagement and disengagement in two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and four-wheel drive full diff lock, as well as our new turf mode, which is great for those sensitive terrain applications. Up next is our selectable EPS, which stands for electric power steering, which allows the driver to tailor the feedback from the trail to the steering wheel based on their preference. We've also updated the suspension settings to provide improved ride quality in various terrains and speeds, and in the limited edition you get the Fox IQS suspension, which allows you to adjust the suspension from inside the cab. We've even updated the brakes to a new haze system to really give you that ideal braking power and feel with reduced braking noise. The Limiteds also feature a TFT meter right here at the steering wheel. The great thing about that is you can not only customize the look, but it's really a bright full color screen as well. With models featuring our Adventure Pro, it has full vehicle integration as well as Bluetooth connectivity to your phone, so you can see phone notifications that pop up right there on the Adventure Pro screen. To go along with the Adventure Pro, we have their MTX audio system to provide clear, crisp sound, and on the limited models, there are even door speakers in the rear. Now let's talk about our Yamaha genuine parts and accessories, starting off with a side view mirror. It has a great fit and finish to it. And the nice thing is if you're going on the trail, you happen to clip a tree, it gets pushed in, it folds in nice and easily. You can move it right back out, it locks into place, has a clear glass on it to provide that great visibility. That's because our testing team and our designing engineers, they make sure that our accessories have that same durable and reliable fit, finish, and feel as our accessories and our side-by-sides. One of the great things too is we have a lot of different windshields that really tailor to each individual driver or customer's needs, like this new tip out that has a cracking feature to allow minimum airflow, and then full open to where you have that maximization of airflow all the way through. Our testing team even makes sure that these struts on the sides are not going to have any wiggling at all, and so when you're going down the trail, even on those rough, rugged trails, it's going to stay locked and solid into place. And that's one of several windshields that we offer to really match your needs. Now, one of my favorite accessories is our bed rack. That's because if you're riding the RMAX 41000 with 4 people, you have plenty of storage for everyone back here, but also if you're hunting, you got room for game in the back as well as all your gear up top. That's just a few accessories that we highlighted in the RMAX 41000. But if you want to see the full lineup as well as all of our ATVs and side-by-sides, you can go to YamahaMotorsports.com.
Every year we get together with friends and associates for a week mixing both business and pleasure. In these parts, the deer don't move until late, so we only hunt the evenings. That leaves most of the day to head into town, maybe fill a few feeders, but generally, once the work is done, it's just a bunch of old friends telling stories, shooting targets, and grilling meat. While most of the crew is back at camp, Scott Newby is on the other side of the property. He's geared up and headed out.
So in the first hunt, I ended up going to a spot called the Rice Road Valley. Beautiful spot. I mean, it kind of overlooks this little valley, and we knew there were good solid deer in the area. There was one old 10-point as well as a really big framed 8-point. And the way the winds are going is going to be the perfect spot to be set up. This is like the biggest approach I've taken to where I really understand the property layout. We came out about a month early, set up all of our stands, set up the stealth cams. I'm paying way more attention to everything that's around me and, you know, where the deer are coming from, their habits is leading up to opening day. But I'm just sitting there hoping that, okay, the wind is right. If we play it right, maybe this is the day that those good deer come out. Regardless, I know that there are big bucks in that area.
We were maybe a bit early in getting to the stand, but it wasn't long before deer started funneling out of the thick cover.
It was almost instant, I feel like. We already had a small little buck that came out, had a doe and a young fawn that came in. Slowly but surely those deer started to come in, and no joke, out of nowhere, right underneath me, we get a buck that walks out. I mean, it was a smaller frame one that was in velvet, but it's like, okay, this is the momentum that I want. This is a good sign that there's more bucks coming in. I see down the bottom, there's another small buck that's walking right towards me. It's like, man, it's starting to happen. Good things are happening here. And I looked down and I could just see this giant buck. It was the 8-point. I mean, just huge frame to him, big old body, and I'm literally remembering thinking in my head, this is the most my heart has ever beat, the fastest it's ever beaten, the hardest it ever has, especially just for seeing a deer. I mean, I'm glad that I still get that excited about it, but holy smokes, it was very hard to keep calm. The 8-point goes around the pile and his butt's just staring at me the entire time. It's like, okay, that's good. I'll just let my heart rate kind of settle a little bit. I'll be good to go. And then right when he kind of turns broadside, I'll be able to draw back and take a great shot on him. That big 8, he goes about 24 yards away. He starts to quarter away from me and he turns his head right as I drew back. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I know I don't want to shoot him right when his head's turned all the way. And right as he kind of comes back forward, he wasn't moving around at all. I released and completely whiffed. Man, I did not just barely miss, I completely whiffed that sucker. Obviously pulled it, no question about it. It was weird because then after that, it's like from that dump of adrenaline, all of a sudden my core body temperature has dropped. And I'm just sitting there like shivering, like cold shivering. And of course, you know, the entire time my lighted knock was just sitting there on the ground right by the pile, just, you know, almost laughing in my face in a sense, like, dude, clean miss, can't believe you did that. That's the way it goes sometimes. That's just hunting. So maybe next time we'll see.
We'll have more from Scott's hunt next week, and he's already planning a return trip in October for another adventure in Bourbon Country. If you'd like to check out the complete lineup of Yamaha's ATVs and side-by-sides, head on over to YamahaMotorsports.com. Keep up with the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries on social media. We're pretty easy to find. That'll do it for opening day. We'll be back in Kentucky next week when we add another entry in the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries.